happy Monday evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Monday evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. We have a lot of news to get to this Monday evening, but first let's begin with a check of your weather. Right now, it is partly cloudy, 40 degrees, and the rain stopped as well, so that is good news there. And there is a weather alert, a wind advisory. It will go into effect from 1 a.m. until 4 p.m. Tuesday. Northwest winds 20 to 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 50 miles per hour expected. And with more on your weather report, let's go to meteorologist Kevin Skrupa. Snow showers, squalls possible for this evening. Let's take a listen to that full weather forecast from meteorologist Kevin Skrupa right now.
What is there not to love about Franklin Pierce?
The Pierce Promise New Hampshire Scholarship Program is new at Franklin.
Front continuing to make its way across the state as we go into the evening. Out ahead of that, we should be in the 40s this afternoon with a couple of breaks of sun. You're probably going to notice a breeze picking up with those temperatures in the low and mid 40s. Only to watch the temperatures start to slide back as we go into the afternoon. We should be sufficiently above freezing through the evening commute, but it is beyond that later tonight. That scattered snow showers and a few embedded squalls are going to send temperatures backwards. Some road refreeze is going to be a possibility overnight. Winds start to pick up after midnight. Wind advisory posted for the entire day tomorrow. And along with that, wind chill advisories and warnings for the northern half of the state. Temperatures tomorrow between 10 and 25 from north to south. But you're talking wind chills sub-zero throughout the day in the North Country, maybe as cold as 25 below zero. While for southern areas, we will likely start below zero for wind chills and go just above it into the afternoon. A couple of flurries, a possibility for the North Country, kind of a reinforcing shot of colder air making its way back in. It won't be quite as cold Thursday and Friday, but certainly staying chillier than normal for this time of year, but storm-free to round out the week. As far as the wind chills, you'll notice those getting knocked back, and this is what you're going to need to dress for if you are headed out or working outdoors tomorrow morning. Again, there will be some moderation through the day as the winds start to lighten through the afternoon and the temperatures come up, but it is going to be a cold set of circumstances for the next 24 hours starting around midnight tonight. We do start to rebound Wednesday, so it's a brief shot of very cold air out of central Canada and remaining seasonably chilly and storm-free through the end of the week.
Okay, and there you go on that weather video from meteorologist Kevin Skrupa. And Eversource posted this on their Facebook page. Take a look. Here's what Eversource posted on their Facebook page. We're expecting cold weather and hazardous winds later this evening, continuing through tomorrow with widespread gusts up to 45 miles per hour. A potential for higher isolated gusts. We have crews ready to deal with fallen branches and tree issues along with any outages that might occur for tomorrow. And now let's take a look at your traffic this evening and see how your roadways are shaping up this evening. And here is a look at that traffic for all of you for this Monday evening. In Henniker, you're seeing smooth sailing. Hopkinton, smooth sailing. Bow, Pembroke, and Concord, all smooth sailing. Bosquen, Canterbury, smooth sailing as well. In Chichester, smooth sailing with some medium-paced traffic. Epsom, smooth sailing with some medium-paced traffic. In Northwood, smooth sailing with some medium-paced traffic. And Lee, smooth sailing with some medium and slow-paced traffic. In Durham, some medium-paced traffic with smooth sailing. Rochester, smooth sailing with some medium and slow-paced traffic. Somersworth, smooth sailing. And Dover, smooth sailing with some medium and slow-paced traffic. Newington, smooth sailing. And Portsmouth, smooth sailing with some medium and slow-paced traffic. Portsmouth and Tulane, smooth sailing with some medium and slow-paced traffic. And we have an incident. Road closed due to an accident on New Hampshire 108 northbound from Interstate Drive to New Hampshire 236 High Street. And in Rye, you're seeing some medium and slow-paced traffic. Northampton, some medium-paced traffic. Hampton, medium and slow-paced traffic. And Seabrook, medium and slow-paced traffic with a little bit of smooth sailing into the border of Massachusetts. 101, all smooth sailing on 101. Great ride on 101. In around the Manchester and Hooksett area, you're seeing some smooth sailing with a little bit of medium and slow-paced traffic. Bedford, some medium-paced traffic with smooth sailing. Amherst, smooth sailing. And Milford, smooth sailing with a little bit of medium-paced traffic. Manchester, Merrimack, Nashua into the border of Massachusetts, smooth sailing with some medium and slow-paced traffic in some areas, as you can see on the map. Nashua, Milford, medium and slow-paced traffic with a little bit of smooth sailing. Manchester, Derry, Londonderry, Windham, Salem into the border of Massachusetts, medium and slow-paced traffic with some smooth sailing. And flow, delays of 5 minutes, and delays easing on Route 28 northbound. In the south end, average speed is 10 miles per hour. And delays of 6 minutes on Route 28 southbound between New Hampshire 28 Beach Street and New Hampshire 28 Willow Street. And now here's a live look at your Rockingham Park Boulevard at Mall RD in Salem, New Hampshire. As you can see, a few cars in the image here, and not too bad. Nice and sunny there as well. Not too bad. Of a drive over there, as you can see. Bad traffic lines there. And that is a look at your evening traffic this evening. And now let's take a look at your New Hampshire COVID-19 numbers in New Hampshire. And here's a look at those New Hampshire COVID-19 numbers for all of you. There are 75,424 number of people in New Hampshire tested positive for COVID-19. There are 1,170 number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire. And there are 87 current number of hospitalizations for COVID-19 in New Hampshire. And that is a look at your COVID-19 numbers in New Hampshire. And now let's get to your news. Emergency clinic vaccinate more than 1,600 for COVID-19 as doses about to expire. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Ray Brewer.
Homeowners, this incredible tip is just for you. If you owe less than $331,760 on your home and you haven't missed a single mortgage payment in 6 months, you have to check out Congress's mortgage stimulus program.
I'm just so thrilled that the team was able to do it and able to move all those folks up and not just sit on them.
On Sunday in Littleton, cars were lining the roads near the regional hospital for an emergency COVID vaccination clinic. The hospital found out Friday they would be receiving doses of the Pfizer vaccine that were about to expire.
There were nervous moments from Friday afternoon. I went back and forth between we're not going to be able to get enough patients to we're not going to have enough vaccine.
The hospital started contacting people, and Saturday they got the news that extra doses were now available because of recent storms.
We live in the North Country, and a lot of clinics in the last few weeks, we've had a couple of clinics, have been impacted by bad weather.
The hospital had told the state they thought they could do 1,000 vaccinations a day. Sunday, they did 1,170 people. The hospital says it was an amazing experience that worked as planned.
When we had 4 lanes going and cars lined up, I actually breathed a sigh of relief because I knew we were going to be able to, one, vaccinate everybody who needed to be vaccinated, and two, not waste any of those doses.
In Stratford County, they also got word on Friday that there were doses of the vaccine available.
The state does a great job at planning to get as many people through these fixed sites as possible, but when it snows, that's when a monkey wrench goes into the operation.
That translated into Stratford Public Health being able to vaccinate more than 500 people over the weekend, people who were in Phase 1B.
All of those settings were within our vulnerable population, within groups where there's high ethnic groups that may not get the same amount of health care as everybody else.
Everyone who got their shot was also given a card to come back in 3 weeks, and the state will make sure that vaccine is available. Reporting live, Ray Brewer, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Hundreds claim decades of abuse by 150 New Hampshire Youth Detention Center staffs. 150 staff accused of physically or sexually harming 230 children at facility. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
I couldn't hold it in anymore.
David Meehan says he spent several years at the Youth Detention Center and while there was physically and sexually abused by staff.
Realizing that none of this was my fault, I'm here to show that I'm stronger than that.
Now he's the lead plaintiff in a class action lawsuit with 35 others against several state agencies for what allegedly happened.
We have the ability to keep this from ever happening again.
David Meehan is the strongest man that I have ever met in my entire life.
Their attorney says the plaintiffs were between 11 and 17 at the time and at the center between 1982 and 2014.
When they were physically abused, sexually abused, mentally and emotionally abused, held in solitary confinement for extended periods of time, and deprived of education.
Attorney Russ Riley tells us there are 13 defendants named in this lawsuit, but he anticipates that number will continue to grow.
These types of lawsuits can shine a light on broken systems, and that's exactly what this is going to do, and it's going to show the public a system that's been broken for many years.
The lawsuit comes just months after two former counselors were charged with the alleged sexual assault of a teenage boy at the Youth Services Center in the late 1990s. One of the men involved has pleaded not guilty. The lawyer for the other says he denies all of the charges. Right now, there is an ongoing investigation. The governor says the state remains vigilant in getting to the bottom of it to ensure justice is served. David hopes by telling his story, it will encourage other potential victims to come forward.
I'm hoping we'll realize that this is our chance now to heal from this and hold these people accountable.
In Manchester, Kristen Carosa, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Maple Month is here. New Hampshire sugar houses open with COVID-19 guidelines. Most sugar houses closed to visitors last year when the pandemic began. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Homeowners, this incredible tip is just for you. If you owe less than $331,000,
And Maple Month begins today, and maple producers are ready to safely welcome people back to their sugar shacks.
So good, right? Most sugar houses had to close to visitors last year when the pandemic arrived. It was bad timing. This year, many places will be implementing COVID-19 guidelines like face masks, reduced capacity, and possibly reservations as well. Head to our website or mobile app to find a sugar house near you and check their hours. But it's always fun to check out the sugar houses out there.
Okay, and there you go. Very awesome indeed. Check out the awesome sugar houses. Biden's COVID-19 relief package faces a tough road in the Senate. Let's take a listen to that video from Good Morning America.
And now, in the latest on President Biden's COVID relief package, passed by the House over the weekend, but it's facing some hurdles in the Senate. Our chief White House correspondent, Cecilia Vega, has the details. Good morning, Cecilia.
Hey, George, good morning to you. So the White House had hoped to do this with some bipartisan support, but that House vote did not get a single Republican to support it. I want to start by showing you what's in this bill, some of these big ticket items right off of the top here. Take a look. Those $1,400 stimulus checks, of course, for most Americans. $16 billion for vaccine distribution, $50 billion for testing and tracing, $170 billion for school. That's going to help cover reopening costs and things like aid to some students. George, you mentioned those hurdles, though. Really, the big one right now is, of course, that $15 minimum an hour minimum wage. Our sources are telling us this morning that that is off the table for Democrats as this bill is going to head over into the Senate. Progressives in the party are not happy at all about this. Moderate Democrats have also expressed some concern about the large price tag of this overall bill. So it is likely to see some changes to come as it works its way through the Senate in order to get those 50 votes that it needs to pass this with Democrats. They are expected to take this up in the Senate this week, George. They want it on the president's desk in a matter of weeks.
Okay, and Cecilia, I guess this isn't a surprise, but former President Trump has returned to the political stage.
He is back out there. It was his first big speech since leaving office, an hour and a half long, George. Look, this was a dark speech. It hit on a lot of the anti-immigrant themes that helped propel him into the office 4 years ago. He also reiterated many of his lies about the election being stolen. Of course, that's not true. And while an overwhelming majority of folks there at that conference, according to a secret ballot, support his policies, a lot of them, George, say they did not want him to run if he was up against someone else in the party right now.
Yeah, that was a surprising number. Okay, Cecilia, thanks very much.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this evening edition of the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for joining us for this Monday evening. I'll see you back here later on tomorrow for another newscast. I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Good night and goodbye, everyone.